Welcome back. Now, after downloading and installing the Rational Functional Tester, let us see practically how does the user interface of RFT looks like. Now, when we install this Eclipse client, the same Eclipse client is used for different IBM products like RFT, RPT and RTC. Now, when we are using for different products, the perspective changes. That means the view changes. That is nothing but perspective here. Now, why we are learning this functional test perspective, which is very obvious because we are learning IBM Rational Functional Tester. If I'm using performance tester, I'll get as performance test perspective. If I'm using some other tool, I'll be getting different perspective. So let us see how does the user interface of functional test perspective looks like. So here on the screen, if you see, I've just taken a snapshot and I've written some few details like few components which are present in this perspective. Let me give you a broader picture. On the left hand side, if you see, I have this functional test project. If I double click here, functional test project, which will consist of all the projects, all the scripts, the data pools and the log files. So this will have the details functional test project. If I select any one script from here, the code related to that script will be given here, which is also known as script editor or Java editor. Next is, it is nothing but a code related, but if I select any one script, on the right hand side, if I move it here, I'll be getting as script explorer, which will consist of all the script files, related script files. Then I have the objects, verification point and the place order helper. On the right hand side, if you see, I have the application view, which will give me the snapshots of every step and also the keyword view itself. And apart from that, this options, if you see on the top, we obviously have the menu bars and toolbars where the options have been aggregated properly. So let us see practically how we work on this functional test perspective. So I'll show you from beginning how to see the test perspective, that is functional test perspective. I'll go to start. Since I have this Windows 10, I'll just go to start here. I'll just scroll down till I find this IBM software delivery platform. Click on this drop down and then you can see I have this IBM Rational Functional Tester Eclipse integration. So I'll click on this Eclipse integration thing and you'll be getting a dialog box. Right. So what this dialog box says, Eclipse launcher. So select a directory as a workspace. So whatever recordings or writing the scripts, whatever things you are doing into this particular project, everything will be stored under some workspace. Workspace is nothing but a directory, a folder where all your data would be saved. So it is giving you an option, where do you want your workspace? So you can just click on this browse button and you can select whichever location you want. Okay, so I'll just click on close. Since I want to use the default workspace which it has selected. So my default workspace is C users, Pavan Lalwani, VM, that is virtual machine I have, IBM Rationals DB and workspace. So it will be stored onto this location. If you don't want this message to reappear whenever you start, you can select this option, use this as default and do not ask again. So I'll keep it, I'll not select this checkbox. Click on OK. Right. Now on the screen, if you see, I have this test perspective which is open, but is it exactly RFT, rational functional? So I can say it is not a rational functional tester. It is just ID, integrated development environment, where it is used to run different applications, or you can say different options. For example, if you see on the top, the heading which is given, workspace hyphen test workbench hyphen IBM RFT. Test workbench is something different and RFT is something different, that is functional test. So on the right hand side, if you see, this is the perspective test workbench and there is a functional test perspective. What means perspective? If you select some perspective, the different windows would appear, okay, and the options would change, the menu bar would change. For example, the test workbench has how many menu bars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total 8 menu bars. If you click on this functional test, and if you observe the menu bar has changed, that means there are some different menu bars. The user interface has also been changed. That means this ID, integrated development environment, can be used to work on different applications. When I say different application, I mean to say different IBM applications. It can be IBM Rational Test Workbench, IBM Rational Functional Tester, IBM Rational Performance Tester, IBM Rational Team Concert. So these are different products and many more which can work. How do you select those products or those perspective? You can click on this open perspective. That's a very small button here. Click on that, and these are the different perspectives it can work on. Right now we are working on functional test. You see the icon, and also you can just match it with what we have selected. If I scroll down, you see there's a test workbench which is by default. So whenever you open the application, by default you get this test workbench which is given here. If you're working with Rational Team Concert RTC, you can select some other option. Let me show you that option. It can be work items. So if you select work items, the RTC application will open, Rational Team Concert, and the menu bars will change, the perspective, the options will change, everything. So like this, you can keep on, opening different applications. I'll click on cancel. Now on the top, if you see, that's the name of the application, functional test, IBM Rational Functional Tester. Next we have this menu bars which are given. Below that menu bar we have toolbars. Okay. Now on the left hand side, if you see functional test projects, that means we can create multiple projects, multiple scripts into this area. So since it is completely empty, to give a real-time experience, I'll just create an empty project and also an empty script. Click on this drop down on the toolbar, select the option as functional test project, and by default the name of the project will be project 1, and this is the default location where the project would be saved. So if you remember, this is the same location when we were getting a dialog box. There was a prompt which was given, and this was the location where your data would be saved. So by default name is project 1, the location is given. Click on finish. So this is a project 1, and below there's given as project 1 logs. When you execute, you'll be getting log files which can be into different formats. So, and you might have a question, how many projects I can see at a time? So in this functional test projects view, you can see multiple projects. You can have 10, 20, 30, as many projects as you want. So if you want, I can just click on this drop down, functional test project, again project 2, click on finish. So you see first project, second project, and you can keep on creating. This project is completely empty. There is nothing inside that. So right click and select the option as add empty script. Add empty script. What is the name of the script you want? In the project 1, I want the name given as script 1, which is by default. What is this two different modes? One is select mode, which is given Java scripting, and second is simplified scripting. Right now select the option as Java scripting. Click on finish. Right now, if you see, I have a script 1 which is created, and you might have a question, how many scripts I can create inside one project? You can create as many scripts as you want. So you can create script 1, script 2, script 3, script 4, and so on. So what exactly is a script? You might be knowing. Script is basically which will have all the recorded scripts, the Java script, or all the recorded actions. Or else if you want to write a script also, if you are a very good programmer, you can write the script into this script 1. Okay, here if you see script1.java, that's a Java file, and these are the Java code which is given. That's completely empty right now. Okay, now here is the place where you can keep on writing the Java code. You can call different Java files, or you can say as the script files from this place. On the right hand side, if you see, you have the option given as Script Explorer. Script Explorer will have all the details related to script. What are the details? For example, you will be having test objects like checkbox, radio button, drop down list, and so on. You'll be having the verification points like data verification points. We have the image verification points, and so on. Test data pool. If you want to execute one script with 100 different data, you have this test data pool, which is again an Excel sheet. Next we have script helper, where you can call different script files into this place, that is script helper. So I'll just minimize all of them. So Script Explorer, in short, I can say, will have all the details related to that particular script. Next is application view. Application view will give you a snapshot of every step which you record. Okay, it will be useful when you're reporting a defect to a developer. Keyword view will contain all the keywords related to your project and to your script. Okay, so with the help of that keyword, you can easily search out that particular script or project here. Now, below that, if you see, I have properties, test data pool, task, console, and problems. These are some views which we'll see in detail when we work on this RFT record and playback detailedly. Now, on the top, if you see, I have this quick access. Quick access is basically used to give you some help if you're getting stuck at some location and you're looking for some help. So what you can do is, in the script, in the search box, you can just type as view. So you'll be getting all the options wherever view keyword is been displayed. Or if you just type as open, so help will be given related to open. That means in the menu bar you have open, in the commands you have open, or in the preference also you have this open option, right? So this is the user interface about this RFT. We have this functional test perspective, right? So in the next video, we'll see how to work on this record and playback, and also we'll see how to work on sample application. I hope you have understood, and that's all for this video.
Tutorialspoint.com. Simply easy learning.